Well, you see, well, and hello. Hi. So, a little bit of a bork on the YouTube side of things. Whoops. But I don't know if that's my fault or if that's YouTube's fault. But, I mean, hello. Journoid jump scare, real. So, I thought today I would actually work on the video game, but not in a doing art way, in a programming way. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. Methinks. So, let me get my Windows set up here. I guess I can close these tabs out. I don't need them anymore now that everything's actually live. Like, I'm live on Twitch, right? Like, this multi-stream plugin didn't just kill me, did it? Let me double check. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. I clicked over to the tab and it immediately just said, you're live. Like, it was like, it had the loading thing for going live. Like, I just clicked it. I clicked it and just assumed it would work, not just stop whenever I clicked out of the tab. So, the one time I trust a computer, but so welcome in everyone, welcome in. James Lugo, yo, what up? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, ready to do an actual programming stream that's not like a locked in muted stream or anything like that. I think I'm not sure how long it'll stay a programming stream. I might dip into doing art like in a little bit, but the main thing that I was going for here was to kind of like get these, like, so I started doing like a new way of handling backgrounds, and I kind of need to like fix it up a little bit, I guess. Just to be in a way that like works better, because before it's just like I had to like copy and paste the code in each area, and that's lame and it sucks. So I don't want to do that. But instead I'm just moving it all over to its own individual function where I do fancy things with it and make gradients and do cool things, hopefully. Also, yo, what up, Comic Cat? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a late stream. Circumstances have moved my streaming stuff to like later. My descriptions are mismatched. Wait, that's awesome. Maybe that's why it went weird. So hold on, let me go change that real quick. Two-time, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? Let me see, which one's which? Title and description. This is short Slav. Oh, yeah, sure enough, it's not there, is it, huh? Okay. Well. There we go. Widescreen. There we go. I am doing pretty good so far, actually. Had a interesting day. We'll say that. Okay, now they're fixed up, I think. I can't see like the full name inside of the YouTube studio, but now it should be good. Methinks. So, I have this done already for Chapeltown, I believe, other than like one specific room, but I'm just gonna like change that to work better. Methinks. And I could probably just do that by... Let me go to... None of those. None of those. None of this. Just need to add like a specific room check in here. Should add the DeBlob OST to the stream playlist. That is possible, honestly. Actually, I think if this just falls under the default, it should work, but I'm gonna test it. Is that... This music feels like much louder to me for some reason today. I don't know why, but... let me just change this to that... and just see if it works properly. Door stuck. I swear, I thought that's what this song said. But it's not the actual, like, door stuck thing. Let's see, do I have, let me look here. Angels and Demons, virtual machine. There we go. Subscribe to give you credit. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see. Go in here. Into the room. And no, it does not work. I'm wrong. Maybe because my story progression. Yeah, I did see the alternative version that Sauceman made. Because I thought it was, like, awesome. What is my story progression? What the heck? Why are you here? What in the world? Hold on. Oh, I got the hiccups. And just go through normal circumstances, see what happens with it. The joy of game development is that sometimes I don't even know why my code isn't working. Yeah, it's just not. Okay, awesome. And it doesn't have the tutorial cloud anymore. Even better. Probably because I deleted that code. So. Whoa. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one in here. Oh, wait. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna copy this code out instead of just deleting it. And I think it's in the room manager. I just need to change the room's type. Ha ha ha. You're a normal room. Now it should work. I hope. I wouldn't swear to it, though. And... the game! Now if I go to the room. And it probably still won't work, and then I'll be troll. Oh, no, it does work. There we go. It's much nicer, too. The only thing is there's no music playing, and that's fault of mine. Okay. Cool. So if I do this, come back in. Same progression. And I gotta remember this number for the story progression. I think it's 32. What does this look like if it was nighttime? Yup. Awesome. And then what if it was in the morning? Yup. Yup. I can actually just like... Cool. What if it was crazy looking? Awesome. Okay, so this established working, which is cool. And should mean now that if I go through under normal circumstances... Actually, I don't need to skip this cutscene because I do need to check like morning time stuff still works properly. You'll never be in that area. Well, not morning, but sunset. You'll never be in this area during the sunset. At least normally. Which Superstar Saga boss are we fighting right now? We are fighting What's the... Like, the Chocola Cola boss? I can't remember his name. But, like, the one that's in the barrel and, like, you have to defeat him and everything for, like, a barrel of the Chocola Cola for Queen Bean or something like that. Yeah. My goat. Evil ghost voice. Hello, Cynthia Skype. How's it going? What is my opening move? I don't have knockback bros at this point, do I? I think I might. And if I do have knockback bros, I've definitely used it enough to get the advanced move from it. So, I think I'm opening... Oh wait, Luigi uses knockback bros. I'm opening with Splash Bros with Mario. And then we're going into knockback bros. Unless I also have Chopper Bros. It's been a little bit since I've played Superstar Saga. It's in the plans. All right, it's in the plans for like a stream thing. Like, so I'll spill the beans. I'm planning like I should ideally have like the entire day to myself this weekend, this Saturday. So I'm kind of thinking I might just do like a really long stream or something. I'm planning it. Did the music tutorial show up here? I did not even look. Like, that was the whole thing I was doing here, and I did not even look. Oh, it didn't show up because I didn't put the code in for it. Awesome. Hold on. It'd probably help if I did that. This is in here, and this is in here. And... let's see. I don't need any of this stuff in here, actually. Wait a second. Where is the... there it is. That's what I need. I didn't undo it all the way. Get that out of here. Default right here. If room is equal to mountain music tutorial. The giant title text in the code. Yeah, so in any of these scripts that I use, like, to store, like, a bunch of different functions and stuff for, I'll use, like, one of those fancy text generators. This ASCII font thing is Delta Corpse Priest, I believe, on one of those, like, font generator sites. I thought it was neat. I have a few of them. I usually, like, if I don't just name the file, like, init, like, whatever it's initializing, I'll call it a Bible. Like, let me scroll up here. Yeah. So, various functions, it's just like a Bible, like a Bible base. You know, I've been trying to, like, think, like, is it possible for me to build a dang, like a custom enemy maker? And, like, I have a few things, like, prepped up for it where it could work, maybe. I just haven't, like, messed around with it because it's on the back burner, you know? But I think I have it set up in a way that I could potentially build on this and make, like, a visual programming thing. Kind of like a Scratch or something or another. Let me think here. Like, I've got functions for, like, different things, like setting and getting variables, an if statement, a for loop, a while loop, just stuff like that, and it should work. And it has the safety things that there's just no interface for it yet, but it could be cool. It could be cool. Did I actually put that in here? I don't know if I did or not. Default. Yeah, I actually need to paste that in here. There we go. Now it'll come back in. Woohoo! Also, banger track playing right now. Those who know. Let me actually... I guess I should probably compile the game. It'd help if I did that. Which Partners in Time boss and opening move? Now this one I'm a little bit more versed in. I'm gonna say, where would I be at in Partners in Time? I'm thinking immediately the first boss that comes to mind is Swiggler. Swiggler comes to mind, and I know at this point, like, the only two bros attacks you have are green shells and fire flowers, right? I don't know if you get ice flowers just yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm certain you get fire flowers, but I'm not positive on the ice flowers. But either way, depending on what the Dr. Shroobs are holding, we might open with a fire flower, because if they're both holding the negative mushrooms, then we definitely open with fire flower. Like, it's free. Oh, the cutscene! Ha ha ha! I should probably do those. What room is this? Prologue Demon. Okay, hold on. Prologue Demon. But yeah, I think if they're holding negative mushrooms, we definitely open with a fire flower and get both of those to fall into the Vim. If not, then we just do some standard attacks. Probably, like, I'm gonna be real, I don't typically use the hammer. I'm a default jumper, right? So we probably jump onto the Dr. Shroobs if one is holding an actual mushroom and, like, the other is not. I think these three scenes are unused, aren't they? Yeah, that's why they don't have the things. But if they're both holding, like, good mushrooms, like, heck, I don't even know at that point. I guess we still have to hit them anyways, because, like, dealing any damage... Well, actually, no, I guess we'd go on to Swiggler. Just get a little bit of chip damage on Swiggler with some weak attacks, because there's no point in wasting a bro's attack at that point, unless we just have an ample amount. But... I got to yapping about this, like, way more than I realistically should have. But... I don't know. Immediately thinking Swiggler, I'm thinking it definitely depends on, like, how the Dr. Shroobs are holding their thing, right? So, like, what mushrooms they've got out. So, there we go. 1 and 2, and then I need these post ones. Demon post 1. Why not just put all of them in here? I did go in too deep, honestly, but, like, look, I'm, like, the designated Partners in Time guy, you know? Like, I will be, like, any chance I get to just yap about Partners in Time, I'm probably going to, you know? This was unused, and this is unused. I'll probably end up deleting these afterwards, a little bit later. Also, shout out to the TikTok side of things. I'm getting, like, likes and follows still on the bagel short, which is kind of awesome. I'm really happy with how well that short did. My phone keeps buzzing like, oh, someone liked your video, someone followed, someone left a comment. And I'm thinking, like, wow, that's awesome. It got like 13,000 views and over 1,000 likes on TikTok, which is pretty cool. What other scenes here? You know what they say, all toasters toast toast. It's awesome. Alright, these are all set up properly. Okay, prologue is done with that stuff. So the next thing I could do is, and I talked about this during the speedrun stream, is I was like restructuring the prologue, not redoing it, but there's a lot of fat in it, alright? And I'll reiterate just for sake of like what I'll be doing here, but if I go here in the code here for it. So, basically, that statement isn't even true. It's true. They only say that because, like, it's the tongue twister. But you can toast, it's just not going to come out good. But as I said in the speedrun stream, like at like the post-mortem of the speedrun stream, right? After everything was over and I gave that kind of like mini devlog. The prologue has a lot of fat that needs to be trimmed down, right? So the progression was kind of like it's normal up until like you beat the tutorial demons, right? So you would beat them and then Yui's like, hey, so they said something about being here before. Who would know about that? Oh, the pastor at my church, because he's old. So they go and they find the pastor. And then the pastor tells them like, oh yeah, this, that, and the other about the evil guys. And then Yui's like, huh, we should go pray. So then you go to the church, which is like literally one room or even just the same room. Like you actually just have to backtrack a little bit to the church. You'll have like a cutscene there and then you come out and then there's another cutscene. And it just feels like the most. So I have it rewritten a little bit. That it will be a little bit more streamlined. Instead of like you go here, then here, then here, then here. It's gonna be you go from here to here to here, and then go on to World 1. Amen, Two-Tom. Amen. Can we get some amens in chat right now? But yeah, basically, some of these scenes I want to convert into text box scenes too, instead of being like forced dialogue, because basically it feels like there's a lot of timing to it that is just wasted in the fact that it's a structured only, like, forced reading cutscene. You gotta read how I read in this case. Hey, I got better TTV emotes enabled. I didn't even realize. That's awesome. I forgot I checked that box. So, let me see here. I gotta remember. It's demon post. What's the name of this cutscene object? Post battle. Dude, I always forget because no one uses them, alright? Like, very few times do I see people using better TTV emotes, and like, it's just, it always catches me by surprise to see Trollface. Alright, so technically what I can do here. When are we getting worse TTV? That's happening in real time as, like, Twitch goes on. The longer Twitch stays afloat, the worse it gets, which is worse Twitch TV. Yeah, I probably did do this. Like, that's probably a real thing that I did. Like, it absolutely feels like something I would have done. So I have the dialogue rewritten here. Let me see. Let me open the storyline document. You guys don't get to see that one because it's spoilery and has like notes like, oh hey, this thing happens because like, this thing in World 8 or something. That might be a little bit troll, but let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna full screen this here. So from this out, text box time. This area out, I'm gonna like just cap it off here. And do this. I guess we'll make 2 of them. This also doesn't work properly. I'm gonna have to restructure this anyways. Whatever. Let me look how I've got it structured here. I'm just gonna copy and paste it actually. Yep. And then look at how much more dialogue I can cram into a text box. When it's not in a cutscene. I already have this like pre-written in a separate thing. Actually, I might reword this. Based on what you said earlier. Yeah, that sounds just a little bit better. Methinks. Only a wee bit. Plus, Yui gets to just, like, if you can get a screenshot of Yui just saying, based. And I think that's pretty cool. Though I'm not sure if I feel like this flows a little bit better. It kind of does. And it makes more sense in context. Hey, Two-Time, you have a good day too. I hope you have a good day too. Thanks for hopping in. I really appreciate it. I need 2 more of these, I think, here. Where's my application? There we go. Okay. Based and angel build. This needs to be period. Ha 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 ha. And that's so true. If Two-Tom says it, the message is 2 times as powerful. I actually really like having this chat overlay that merges everything together. Because, like, now the gap between the platforms is bridged. That's cool. Especially now that I've got the stream overlay working properly. Let's see, I gotta, like, actually look at the dialogue portraits. No, dialogue player. Yeah, of course. 3. And dialogue Yui. I need a thinker. But not like 2 thinking, like kind of like a... Yeah. I need a 3, and I need 3 and 4. Yeah. Boom. And then a happy, which I'm pretty sure is 1. Yep. There's that. And then this last one will trigger a script. So I wonder if I can just like pass this in. I might have to define this up here first though. I need to leave that comment. This has to stay above the text box code or else I will move it later because I don't like it being like at the top, and then I will waste my time. Yeah, I should just be able to do that. And then... Oh, wait. There we go. And then... I gotta look at these scenes. Which one do we use? Prologue, post-battle. Post-battle. There's some old ones in here too. I'm gonna have to like, before Demo 5 is done and ready for launch and everything, I'm just gonna have to go through and like axe a bunch of the old cutscenes and stuff. So let's see. Post Battle 2, what do we do here at the end? Go to 3 is the big thing here. Which means here. No, not this one. We went so retro. The old floor. Oh, and the background is like broken too. That's awesome. What's gonna happen? Oh, what's that? Is this even canon anymore? Oh well. Let's see. Demon Post 3. The Sphere! The Spiritual Barrier! Okay, so I think what I'll actually end up doing here is Spog, Spear Pog. Spoggers. So I'm wondering, I'm still like in the process of rewriting like the later story stuff. I'm still unsure if I want to like keep the whole barrier as like a thing in the canon. Like, because as I have things structured right now, I could remove it. I could remove it and then it would like, it probably would not affect the story. Or I could include it and it would like make things like much different, but you guys will never know until the game's done. Which I think would be awesome. Spoggers. Let's see. I think in this, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to like make a thing here. I actually, you know, I think the best way of going about this is actually just to make Yui not go winged mode. Let's see. Because I could just like have this like loop at specific parts and everything. I might actually just have to have it go into a separate scene entirely. Which might be better actually, you know? I have a better idea. Let me do this. Room manager. In here. In this, because we're not in anything specific. This is Mountain 5. Yeah. So in this one, let me think with my mind here. I take... I'm just gonna full screen this so it stays there. Need it to stick. Close these out. I've heard that prayer before. Can't place where I've heard it before. I feel like I read it in a book once. But oddly not the Bible. It's like more like an evangelical thing, which is awesome. I'm looking for the cutscene. Demon posts, right? What was it? What did I freaking... I don't keep my freaking names in check. Cut post battle. There it is. And this doesn't need to go up here anymore. I can actually move it and put it back down here because this is going to come to a totally different spot. Because now in here this needs to be local, and I guess we don't, well, set all player state. Clear, not moving, make all of them move. Do I have a Bible? I do. I do. I would show it on stream, but it has like my name engraved on it, so I don't want to dox myself. Every night. Actually, we do a Bible study. Typically, we try to do them like pretty often. Let's see. I need to create text event. This stuff. Nope. Unused. Wait. We are using scripts, and we are using emotions. Awesome. And then this also needs to be like... I have to see here. Be right in here. What do I want to call this? Sure. To church. So we only trigger this once, and we update story progression. Story progression equals storysec dot. There we go. Now that cutscene will end a little bit sooner, and it'll go into this room. We'll spawn in, a text box will trigger, and Yui will be like, yo, we should probably go to church. So that way we can be safe, because it's demons, and if there's one place that demons are not gonna go, it's probably into a church. If I had to guess. And there was one thing I noticed when I was in this area here, and that is that I missed some things here. Right here. Oh, hello. You go over here. This one. Missing some collision indicators here. There we go. Now I can bring them back in, and this room is done. So now I'm just going to test it and see how it goes. And hopefully it just works properly. Hopefully it just works. Also, I had some things that I did get cooked up, some extra little things. I actually did these the other day during one of the community members no prayer, or not no prayer, but only prayer run. Other way around. Only praying in game. I think I want to include some like challenge modes in Demo 5, like you could just enable. Like you might see like people doing mods of games like for randomizers, or specific challenges to uh-oh. I don't think this one registered properly. But I wanna just like natively support specific challenge runs. Because I see that happen, right? A lot. Like where you gotta like install a convoluted mod setup, like doing a randomizer on a newer Pokemon game, like granted the hardest part of it is just getting the game to a PC to patch it, but still, like, my gosh. I like the idea of doing built-in challenge run stuff. There's another game that I believe has a randomizer built in, another indie game, Windswept. I believe that game has a randomizer. So I was thinking of like doing something like that for Angels and Demons, and just like having a few specific like settings for it. Like if you wanted to do an enemy randomizer that Impui can't just show up like in certain areas or something like that. Because that would be I'll just imagine like late game when there's enemies that can call other enemies into battle, right? Because that's another thing that I've recently implemented is like it's possible now if I was to set it up, like, or set up an enemy to do it, that they could call for help and an enemy would get added into the battle. Now imagine you have a randomizer, and in this randomizer, oh, well, our dialogue didn't trigger. That's awesome. In our randomizer, what happens is we get an enemy that can call in another for help. But the one that it calls in its randoms, like, in its random way, is actually Impui. So you have to, like, defeat this thing, like, quickly, or else it's gonna, like, spawn in, like, 5 Impuis. I'm willing to bet here that, actually, the battle might re-trigger. Oh, it didn't. I mean, yeah, that's why I want to include it as an option. Like, you could disable Impui, like, being in the pool of, like, random characters if you wanted to. Right? Or, like, lock out boss rush enemies or something like that. Because of obvious reasons, like, you don't want to, like... you don't want to, like, go into the tutorial, like, with the randomizer enabled, and then, oh. Oh. This isn't right. Wrong time here. But yeah, I think, like, I want to include it as an option, because I don't like just, like, axing things out. Like, just because, oh, well, it'd be, like, too troll, right? It's just, it'd just be something that's a toggle. Is the game you're making related to Super Mario? I wouldn't say related, but it is definitely inspired. More bar-style experimentation other than basic rectangle. Huh? What? What? Can you elaborate on that, Comic Cat? What you mean? Part of me wants to say it'd be cool to include a way to disable and enable specific enemies. It technically wouldn't, because, so if I'll give an example here. If I was to do some kind of randomizer type thing, it'd probably look something like this, right? I would have, like, a list of enemies. I'll, like, zoom it in here. Ignore, like, the text scaling and it sucking, but, Like, I'd have a list of enemies, and then it'd just be, like, every enemy, right? And these would correspond to an ID, which, technically, I think this might already exist in my code. Let me look. It'd be in here. Yeah, so, I add the enemies into a thing, but there's also a list already, yeah. So the only thing that would happen, realistically, the only thing it would take is just to actually randomize everything, is instead of like saying, oh, spawn in obj underscore wrathling underscore tut battle for the tutorial battle, right? Instead, I would have to use its ID, which is enemy ID dot tut battle, right? And then shuffle this list, because these correspond to a number. Like, this would be 0, this would be 1, this would be 2, and so on, right? So if I shuffle this list and say, like, the Glutslinger is now the very first one, this would be 0, this would be 1, this would be 2, and so on, right? So it wouldn't actually be too difficult. Different art to represent the health bar, because right now it's incredibly basic. That is very true. It is incredibly basic. I do kind of want to do something now that I've got, like, now that I've kind of ditched the character portraits, but I'm not really sure what to go with yet, and I'm going to have to learn a little bit of shader stuff, I think, maybe, to get some kind of, like, fancy shape to have it, like, keep the, the draining effect to it. Imagine if the randomizer gave K or Os, and they do their crowd-based attack without the crowd. So, actually, fun fact about that. The crowd, like, normally, like, in the fight with K and Os, the crowd is already, like, spawned in. Like, it's included in the room. If I go here, let me do stage. That is, I actually have to find the room. It's a battle room. Let me hide the game real quick. Where's it at? Battle theater. Yeah, so it's actually spawned in already in the room, because this is the only battle room that is not the height of the screen in the game currently, right? That'll probably change now that I've, like, been spiffing up, like, the visual side of things, like, and the code side, because, like, before it was just kind of a limitation, but now it's not. So if I was to, we'll go and let's see, let me get hold up. Doot. Let me level myself up. We'll put all the characters in, and we'll put K and Os into a battle, but we're just going to do it in the tutorial battle room. All right. The crowd will spawn in as a safety, and, like, they can do their thing with it and everything too. It's just gonna be like, it'll hide the character stuff. Yeah, there we go. So it still works, the camera just doesn't pan down. Also, see you two-time. Thanks for popping in. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Awesome, really appreciate it. But yeah, they still work even without the thing. So if they ever get into a battle, the crowd comes with them. And there's gonna be some more gimmicks like this, like where enemies will have something unique that comes in. World 3 will have something like that. For sure. World 4 technically has that, and you guys have already seen that in the Kaguya fight. So, with the whole Twitch chat stuff, that's technically a gimmick. Technically, but yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah. The sprite has existed like this. Like, it'll get updated a little bit to reflect the new designs, because I've not gotten that far in the sprite rework yet. Like, but these, like, I think Kaguya and Autumn existed in the demo 3 version of the Chaos fight, but Hector did not. But now Hector exists, since he's like a planned character and everything. As of Demo 4, I should say. But I'm gonna get rid of all this open space. Yeah, so the reason for that is because when you trigger a battle, you have to supply like an X and Y coordinate. And because I'm using a separate object for it, I just feed it 0, 0, which is the top left. 0, 0, and like for coordinates in Game Maker is the top left of the room always. So, let's see. I need to, let's see, prologue. Did I spell it wrong or something? Prologue. This is the room, right? Well, what are we doing? I definitely spelled it correctly. That's interesting. Oh, because it's already here. You know, maybe if I read my code, I would figure things out properly. This is the thing about like doing dev stuff like this is that actually I'll just cheat. Give me Scarf right now. Is that I have to like do things semi as the game as the game would intend it to be done to make sure it lines up properly. So I actually have to go through you didn't see me miss that cycle. I actually have to go through the main prologue and everything to make sure this stuff lines up properly. Yeah, like now the rooms are working properly, which is good. That's how I want them to be, so I can skip this. The battle is not working properly, which is fine-ish. Wooting is coming between Thursday to Monday. Woot woot! Hey, I will. You too, Tom. Well, okay, like, slightly the way they're intended to be done. Let me say that. Like, at the very least, I have to go through the natural progression of the game where, the story progression will get, set properly. Because sometimes there's checks for an exact position in the story. Like, hey, are we exactly at this moment? So that way we trigger exactly this text box. Otherwise, are we at exactly... Oh, awesome. Are we exactly at this moment to trigger this text box? Or this moment to trigger this one, and so on. Wef Northington, yo, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? Just gonna spam through this. It's actually impossible to kill these tutorial enemies except by a counterattack, because I figured that was the best way to learn someone on how to do it, is you actually have to counter. Right? Makes the most sense to me, because otherwise, like, you might just go through and not know that that's a thing you can do. Because some people do just skip dialogue sometimes, but... Reached 30 subs today. Hey, congrats, congrats. Ah, the music's playing. No, I don't want the music to play. To axe the music. Ooh. Now, will this trigger the dialogue? Awesome. Game crashed. Let's go. Okay. Go back in here. And through the shadows, indeed they went, dude. They were gone. Yeah, the black box is the fact that the lighting gets slightly offset. Are those the guys that summoned Bloodwrath in Demo 4? Technically, they're not the exact guys, but so I've been reworking a bunch of story stuff recently. And the thralls are going to be a much more prominent bit of the story, because I did get a lot of good feedback on Demo 4, and some of that was like, hey, like, I know this is supposed to be like a devastating thing, like there's demons and stuff like invading and whatnot, but I just am not seeing like how this is actually a problem. Like the only thing is like they show up around the place, not actually affecting the people. So now they're definitely affecting the people. Because, like, I couldn't argue with it. I was like, you know what? You're absolutely right. And I got to thinking about the story, and there was some things that actually just didn't line up properly at all, like, in lore. And you could ask one question, and just, like, everything falls apart, like, later on. Like, nothing that, nothing that people who have played Demo 4 would know, but by about halfway into the game, this scenario would happen, and then if you thought of this very easy, specific question to ask, the whole story just kind of falls apart, because the question was, why did they let that happen? Basically. And, like, there's no good answer to it. It's just like, why did they let that happen? Which makes it would have made the whole story into an idiot plot, where it only persists and, like, things happen because, like, some of the people were idiots. They took the game with them? True. They just integrated into our society. You never know who might be an Order of Diabolists member. Which, I actually was workshopping a new name for them, because I kind of don't like Order of Diabolists that much anymore, I'm going to be completely honest. But I did come up with something crazy. I think I'm going to start calling them, like, starting with Demo 5, and this is, like, still subject to change, but it goes so much harder. The Profane Denomination. Which just hits a lot harder, and makes sense. It makes a bit more sense in context. Methinks. Now, I want to go back to this, and I need to find the battle room, because that one is troll right now. Yeah, okay. Awesome. I think I just removed the battle tag. And let it just get default cased, I guess. The pronounced denominator. The profane denomination. Like a denomination of a religion, you know? Southern Baptist. Or something like that. The pronouns nomination. Oh, what's a good one? I'm put on the spot. I can't come up with a good one. No, I got nothing. Drawing a blank. Well, actually, I think that might work. I'm just gonna test it and see. Proud denominator nation. True. Now this one I can actually just test. Like, oh, I guess we're in the desert. Yup. Yup. There we go. Hey, where's the mountains? Well, I guess it clears the background out. Yes, my goat. My goat. Finally, someone who understands that chaos coordination might actually just be the goat from the soundtrack. It's literally like, if I could pull it up on my phone without like it being troll, that song, let me look. It might have changed, but I don't think it has. In my most played, yeah, it's the second most played song on my phone. With the first being Slorp, but like Slorp is such a loopable song. But Chaos Coordination, second most played, it's a goat. It's one of my favorites. I cooked, I feel. But like I think I might add like, actually maybe not. I'm gonna say I'll add like an extra check into the battle room thing. Maybe I can. Chapel, town, environment. It's gonna be hard to, I guess. Go bald. Do not have a bald bond yet, unfortunately. I think I'll just keep it without the mountains in the background, maybe. Or maybe I'll make, like... Could make this taller again, but... Nah, I'll just move it. Because why is it going to matter? In the battle room, the floor is always going to be there. Go back down. I'll do 400. Let it creep up. And then it'll be good. Okay. I wonder if like the 60 milliseconds of delay that my microphone has because of the plugins actually affects like the like me syncing up with the music properly. Because that might be, I just thought about that, and it might be incredibly annoying. Awesome. Okay, so I do need to make the battle room a default. Or actually, hold on, what happens here? There we go. And I'll fix that other little bug there. And then this. It's probably managed by the cutscene anyways. So I'm gonna double check. Yeah. Ah, I see. Okay, so that actually just needs to be moved by one. It happened too early. Now it should just work. Oh, peak! It's peak! Awesome. I really gotta do a Partners in Time stream sometime soon. I wonder, I think like I could probably do that for this, like if I get to stream this weekend, like I'm intending, like I might just do that. It might be the Partners in Time stream. Any Mario and Luigi song is peak, to be fair. That is true. Like I would argue there's a little bit of iffiness, I guess, with Paper Jam, but that's just a matter of opinion. Like, I still, like, Paper Jam's still a solid, like, 6 out of 10 game, but, like, which enemy are we fighting? Ooh, the first thing that came to mind is the, well, I can't think of their name, but the little tiny shroob dudes that you fight, like the tutorial enemy in Holly Jolly Mountain, basically. Mr. BB, yo, what up? Welcome in, welcome in. How's it going? But honestly, like if I'm being real, I think like I think Shroobsworth is a goat. Shroobsworth is a fun fight, like for a standard enemy. I think that's what he's called. Finally getting around to drawing MPU, and it's just occurring to me that that woman really does just have 4 whole teeth. Well, I would say maybe those are just the ones that she, like maybe they're really long teeth. Because there are some frames, actually pull them up in Asaprite. There's some frames of her where she has all of her teeth showing. It's also in the Discord. I think it's Imp Yes is the name of the emote, where she has like her teeth showing. So maybe she just has really long, like really long canines. It's still playing the music. That's interesting. I might have to lock the track then until the end of the cutscene, because it doesn't make sense to have like the overworld music playing here. It's kind of troll. Back to the shadows. And it didn't crash. It did crash. Wait a minute, huh? For why? Hold on. The curse. Huh? Hold on. It's in the parent event. 138. What do you mean? Okay, you know what? Sure. Just add in a default here since you want a default voice thing so bad, game. Awesome. Just leave it in there for you. How about that? And yeah, up here, lock forced track, and then when we end, go right here and unlock forced track. Let's see if this works. It might not, but yeah, I mean, unlocking it, playing a new song, and then locking it should work if I've written my code correctly, but I wouldn't swear to it. Well, Oh, I didn't put commas. Awesome. The curse. Hmm. Surely it'll work this time. We're gonna play through the tutorial again. I'm gonna have this so labbed up, like, by the time I'm done with testing. What color are her eyes? Interchangeable. She doesn't really have a set color. Actually, hold on. Let me see what her default is here. If, 'cause I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, her default would be yellow, but under certain scenarios, like, she'll change her eye color. Like, if she's, like, about to, like, kill you dead or, like, take one of your attacks or something. Something very evil and hateful, they'll be, like, magenta. And, if she needs to, like, shapeshift, then they'll be, like, whatever color. Oh, I accidentally set myself to poggers. When did I do that? I just looked over there and I seen I'm pogging. I was like, what's so awesome? What did I miss? Pog eye colors. I don't know what I did. I must have, like, accidentally... Which key is that? It's 4. I must have accidentally hit 4. Woo! 4! Woo! 4! She's in my computer making me pog. Hey, listen, so I actually want to make that a legit thing. Like, I want to write a program that, like, interfaces with the stream chats that lets people, like, sick impui onto me to, like, make my life terrible or something like that. And I'm not entirely sure how, like, I would structure that. It'd be some kind of, like, stream game ordeal, I guess. That's awesome. Hold on, I gotta pause the music a second. Yeah, it is playing the music properly. Okay. But it shouldn't say playing Chapeltown Mountains. And it played the breath sound. Now if I... Actually, I can't skip it. Gotta make sure it works. Music returning shortly. But I just gotta be able to hear. What? What? Why? I actually don't know why it's crashing now. I'm gonna be totally honest. Like, I'm kind of lost. Like, I could probably just figure it out with, like, thinking with my mind. Well, let me look here. In this cutscene, what happens? Why do we go to 14? No wonder it's crashing. Okay. Fixed. Now it'll work, and I'm confident. And I could have saved a lot of time by doing this, probably. It's Mountain Demon Post. Wait, Prologue Demon Post. Prologue. I just had to get the story progression set to Yui mode, like after you get Yui. It's actually infinitely easier than going through the battle and ending the battle and everything. I can cheat it a little bit, basically. No, wait, loaded the wrong file. Guess we'll load everything in, why not? Just let it play out. No rush. Wait. Oh my gosh, Peak is playing. Okay, now it's just messing with me because I removed the line of code. What do you mean? I changed it. It literally is trolling at this point. What? I didn't comment it, did I? I guess I did comment it. I even said I was confident, and now I just look like a goofball, a wingnut, or a knucklehead McSpazatron. But most of all, I am a goofy goober, and that's what matters at the end of the day. So. Dog moment. We have a 7th, right? Yeah. I'm gonna count them. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow. Whoa. Okay. And then... I need it gone. Dog alert, true. I have to imagine this is going to happen there too, so I'll just put it there, but it's not going to get into this. That should just work, because I don't need a now playing. Which Douglas was that? Dexter. Dexter. Awesome. Oh wait, I'm debugging the wrong way. Skip this, and then go here, and then hey, we did it! Wait for this cutscene to play out. I swear I'm like tempted to hard code like a speed up, like separate from Nightcore and everything, like an actual like just frame uncapping thing, just so I can like 2x the speed. Like my YouTube Shorts brain, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, freaking Twitter brain doesn't allow me to just like, oh yeah, I'll just watch the same cutscene 1,500 times. And it still crashes! What? Dude. It's being silly at this point. Come on. Come on. You know what? Hop in here. How about that? What do you mean out of range 8? Hold on. I gotta be missing something here. Right. I guess I can just... Yeah, how about that? I'm gonna go so far as to clean the project, because knowing Game Maker, it's probably just being hateful and still using the old thing. So... just knowing how it is, like how it treats me. Now that it's clean, recompile it. Wait for it to recompile because I gotta convert all the music. The real main antagonist is Game Maker. You wouldn't believe. Oh my gosh. I've probably told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again because it infuriates me every single time I think about it. I spent like a week, right? A straight up week doing like multiplayer networking stuff in Game Maker. And I wrote out so much code, like, and I was like, I know I say like, oh, I'm certain it's going to work, right? But, like, I was certain that this code was working because it would work sometimes, right? And it would randomly crash. And, like, I racked my brain, racked it and racked it and racked it, trying to figure out, like, why this random crash was occurring. Because it was, like, it was sporadic. All right, it's sporadic. It didn't make sense. The other networking stuff worked fine. Come to find out, Game Maker had an issue that it would, like when reading the, so when you network stuff, you send it over like in a buffer, at least in Game Maker specific stuff, you'll send like a buffer of information. So think of it just like a block, right? Like we'll use my earbud case to represent, right? So this block of information gets sent to Game Maker. Game Maker's reading it and everything, and it's like, okay, this is the information we got. We're gonna do stuff with that, and then throw it in the trash. All right. So what it would do is it would get some information, start reading halfway or so through it, and then get more information and decide, you know what? Let's trash this. We'll look at the new information, but we're gonna start like where we were in the previous block. All right, so we get the new information. We're gonna start where we were in the previous block, and sometimes the next block might be smaller. So it tries to read out of bounds. It's trying to read down here in the freaking floor as far as Game Maker is concerned. And it's like, well, that is an information that we can use, so we're gonna freak out and crash. And just didn't know. It had me done. There was one time, actually, so the version that Demo 4 is built on actually has an issue with the cutscenes where I can't, like, make a copy of a cutscene and edit that. If I make a copy of the cutscene, then it just copies an empty cutscene. So it's insane. Genuine insanity. Didn't I have a similar issue with audio? So yeah, latest Game Maker update. Latest Game Maker update, or maybe not the latest, but pretty much the latest, changed up the audio engine, which obviously I didn't like because how heavily I rely on the audio engine. So, basically, it did some like underlying stuff, like, hey, we're gonna move it here, and also you get this cool new function to show if you were using things wrong all this time. Like if you were just let me think of words here. Like if you were playing sounds the improper way, now we'll tell you. How are you supposed to know beforehand? Beats me, because everything I'd seen is just like, oh yeah, just do it like this. If you want to like save it for later, store it in a variable like this, you know, or actually like this. Right? Just store it in a variable like that if you need to get that specific sound later on. That's as far as I knew. Apparently all that's wrong, and I had to like redo a bunch of stuff, and you know, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me later on. But you know, then I actually had to file a bug report once, because if you called a function to like change the gain of a sound on every frame, it was a memory leak and would just fill up your RAM. Like, and I guess I was like the only person to ever do something like that, because I reported it and was like, yo, please. And they were like, oh yeah, that does happen, doesn't it? Well, that was like in the Demo 4 time. I'm also not sure why Yui was human mode in that cutscene, but I know it doesn't crash now. Just goes to the wrong scene and does nothing. Dude, hook rate is insane. Like, I got so far through before OBS actually hooked into the thing. Yui, what are you doing over there? No punctuation! Ah! I gotta fix that immediately, promptly even. That'll drive me nuts. Exclamation point added. Wait, why is she human mode? Why are you human mode? You shouldn't be. Well. What's this, a human mode kind of day? True. I'm feeling so human. I feel so Sigma. Actually, I'm about to do something crazy. Check this out. Variable, global. So, actually, no. I don't even need to do that. Why are you a human? Why are you a... What does he mean by this? What are you a phone? What do you mean by this? And this is genuine. What did he mean by this? I'm missing the bit entirely. Voice platform. True. Okay, now it'll work properly, and I do not even need to check it. I don't think, but I'm gonna check it anyways. If the platform's not gonna use it properly, then I will. That's awesome. Skype used to be pretty decent for a little bit, but then it stopped being decent. Alright, and she's angel mode, and we just go right into it. I feel like that flows a lot better. It genuinely saves... Like, converting that scene to a text box like that genuinely saves about, like, a minute and a half of, like, time in-game. I also am not sure why it is sunset here, but... It's only sunset here. You should not be able to do that, bro. Locked. Locked. Oh, I can't even... Oh, Yui is still in a specific state. Awesome. The door is locked. It's locked. What's my story progression? I mean, it said it was 4 p.m., so that tells me my story progression is where it needs to be. Hold on. What are we missing here? Chapel Town environment. Monday. Was it Monday? That's not in here. That's in Chapel Town. Monday. 4 p.m. This is here. Oh, I just got this totally backwards. I see. I don't even need to put this in here then. I don't think. Because this will happen on its own. Yeah. I guess I put that in there thinking this was the opening to the game. Where it's supposed to be at sunset. And it's like, oh yeah, it works. That's normal. And then it didn't matter. Angels and demons corruptions win. I wonder. The closest thing, here's an incredible story, alright? I've not been able to replicate this. This might be a bug that exists in Demo 4. Alright? Like, it might just still exist. Because I only encountered it once. And this was, like, in my mad dash to get the demo ready for the Paperverse Direct and everything. But I was playtesting it once on my laptop. It was like connected to the TV. I was playing with controller and everything. And I'm going through World 2. I'm in the forest, right? I'm almost to Camp Artwood. And I use the Scarf Grapple. And for seemingly no reason, and this probably relates to the whole, like, oh, you know how you're using the audio stuff? You're probably using it wrong, LOL, right? For some reason, I've not been able to replicate this. I have no clue why it did it necessarily. Instead of it playing like the whoosh sound or whatever, like any kind of proper sound effect, it starts playing. I'll actually play it here. Let me pause Foobar. It starts playing this song. It just started playing this instead of a sound effect, with the normal like kingdom music playing too, or the forest. Right? So it was playing this and this at the same time. This is like how it sounded to me. And like I thought I was going to crash out right then and there. I genuinely, like, I don't think I've ever been, well, no, I won't say I haven't been this far because of the game. But it's one of the times that I've wanted to absolutely rip my hair out. Genuinely just rip my freaking hair out. How does it even happen? So I have to, like, if I was to make an educated guess, okay, I could say Arwood just happens. He just happens sometimes. But if I was to make an educated guess on it, so when you go to play a sound, you'd use a function like this: audio play sound. We'll say SND_jump. Give it a priority, and does it loop? No, it does not. So it looks something like this, right? Now, for the players, it's a little bit different. I don't think I had audio emitters set up just yet, but I did have custom jump sounds and stuff, right? So instead, it looks something like this, where there's a sound, like an ID, I guess, like a reference to the sound stored in this variable, right? And as far as Game Maker is concerned, that's just a number, all right? So I could technically take this and plug it in here. This could work. I couldn't tell you what it would play. It might just crash because C_Y is like some number up in like the millions, but C_black is 0, right? So this would play whatever the first sound is by technicality on an older version of Game Maker, I believe, right? So I think what might have happened is, like, it could have just been like a corruption with the compiling. It genuinely could be Angels and Demons corruption, right? It genuinely could have been that. And just like a flipped bit because of a solar flare, like, wrong warped me to the top of TikTok clock, those who know. Right? It could have just been something like that, where it just like fired incorrectly and like offset by like one letter, like one bit or something even, and it's just like, huh, yeah, BGM_Arwood appears. That's what we should be playing here. That's always what it's been, instead of SND_jump, which it has always been for sure. Never been able to replicate it, but like it was insane because it literally, oh my gosh, like I was genuinely speechless. Like, threw my hands up, controller like was just like, I sat the controller down in my lap, like hands on the head, like I genuinely thought I was gonna cry, for what it's worth, like because I was like, there's no way that I'm having like this insane outcome while I'm testing on the laptop and not like with a method of like tracing the issue somehow. And I tried recreating my exact steps, could not get it to happen. Could not get it to happen ever again. So as far as I know, it's just a flipped bit fluke. All right. But if someone can replicate it on demo 4, like I might be done. I would genuinely be done. And we're compiled again. Just are what happens. I mean, yeah, like, that's what I worry about too. Like, I think I'll worry about it, like, objectively just a little bit more since, like, like, since I'm the dev, I guess. Like, because, like, how do I explain that? How do I explain, like, yeah, like, there could have been a solar flare that flipped a bit and, like, made it weird, you know? Good night, Sinum. You sleep good, buddy. Just waiting for a frame 1 Angels and Demons game clear over a glitch. If I had to place anything that would result in like something like that, it would almost certainly be related to inventory, like item stuff. I'm willing to bet if you could figure out a way to screw up your inventory somehow, arbitrary code execution is probably possible. Because the inventory is stored in like a faster but less safe data structure. All right, it's stored in a grid, like a data structure grid, as Game Maker calls it. And I have performance optimizations enabled when the game is actually fully compiled, like in release. Like right now, if I like opened the log and I tried to add in an item that doesn't exist, or I tried to look outside of the bounds of the inventory, the game would be like, yo, whoa, you can't do that. That's gonna crash. We're not going to let you do that. But when the game's compiled and has like the safety checks off, it doesn't care and it'll read information. Now, what that information could be is variable. It could be junk data, it could read nothing, the game could crash, it could execute code. Alright? So, I have to just hope that I programmed the game properly. And that doesn't happen. So, counterpoint, you could just like, you have to launch Ocarina of Time and do some ace in Ocarina of Time and then launch Angels and Demons. Like, I'm not saying it's possible because there's a lot of like stuff that goes into like doing checks. Like at first, like I'll walk through it here, how it does things. So I like talking about code sometimes. First, it makes sure that like what we gave it, like the data grid we gave it, is actually a grid. And if it isn't, it's like, hey, this is an inventory and it does nothing. And then it makes sure that you have the right information. And if you don't, then it's like, hey, you don't have the right information for an item. Then once those two checks have passed, it'll go through a master list where everything's already been added. And then see if it's in the master list. And if it's not, it's like, hey, this isn't a real item, we don't think. If the name isn't a string of text, it's like, hey, this is not a string, and we're no longer valid. Or this is not an item type, so we're not valid. Or our stats aren't valid, so this is not an item. Or the description somehow is not a string, so we're not an item, and then we get out of it. However, if all those checks do manage to pass, it looks to see first what type it is. If it's greater than or equal to being a key, then you can only have one of those items. So if it's a key item or an equipable, you can only have one in a slot. Otherwise, it can stack, and then items will stack normally, and then it'll resize the data structure and feed it back, basically. So, you know, it's like you'd have to break it a little bit. You would have to probably like save edit, if anything. You'd have to find a way, like if I was going to try and break this system, it would be through the save files somehow. And like, granted, that's like also pretty cut and dry as well, because what it does is it just gets the ID of the item and how many of those items you have, and then just saves it to the file. Used to, it saved the whole freaking inventory, and you could modify it however you pleased. It saved a lot more than it needed to, and could also result in, like, the wrong sprots getting loaded. But that's neither here nor there. Now, I think... Therefore I am. Dude, the Killer Queen! Let me think with my mind here what I want to do. I think I want to keep restructuring prologue stuff, so... Yeah, here's the thinker. Here's the thinker. I need to go to... this again. Actually, I need to go into this. Because they're going to pray first, which means that I need to go to hub outside lower and go to this door and say, hey, if we are actually, this probably doesn't even need a lock anymore, now that I'm thinking about it. And then we'll go into the church. The cutscene will trigger for the first prayer, which means this actually probably needs to go down here. This order needs to get flip-flopped just a wee bit. So the prayer cutscene happens, and then we'll do... story prog equals story sec dot pastor talk. Because then the next time we load this room, we want to... Actually, wait, I don't even need to do this, actually. Is Impui planned to still be the secret boss at the end of the boss rush in the full game, or is she designed to be in the story at some point? Showed her motion sprots earlier, so I'm curious. She is intended to be in the full game, but she won't be as difficult as she is at the end of the boss rush right now. The reason she's so difficult is because I wanted something that's even challenging for myself, who's been playing this game for 3 years now, technically 4. So she's not going to be near as difficult, but she will be in the main story in a few different ways. Her current boss rush thing, like, might stay the way it is. It might get more attacks for, like, the boss rush side of things, but she'll definitely be easier in the main story because, like, 5 attacks per turn and, like, mere frames to dodge feels kind of unfair. Like, I would... Now, if it was me, like if I knew it wouldn't be a negative experience, I would leave it like that. Because I love the idea of, like, an insane challenge like that, right? But... I know I probably can't do that. Because already having, like, 5 playable characters is pushing it a little bit in terms of, like, motor skill stuff. So... Actually, I probably am just gonna have this do this. Let me go back to where I was. Where's that at? Right here. Ha ha ha. We'll do this. Pastor talk. And this is where we're going to trigger a text box. I don't want to set state to cutscene, but we'll do idle and distance created depth. I need to actually go in the room here and see first where this sends us. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you guys to see Impui's lore because it's so crazy. Like, I've only told one person about this. I'm not going to go into specifics about how, but in the Impui video, I did subtly drop some lore somehow. All right. Like, I can't really say how though, but I dropped something about Imp Yui in the video, in the intro, actually. Like, it's in the intro of the video, like the post-record, like post-stream voiceover, right? Like, there's a subtle thing there that is like, raises eyebrow, kind of thing, right? That's kind of all I can say. It is time to get digging for lore. There's some crazy lore things that people haven't like figured out yet. I suggest like going back into the stream history on YouTube, and there's a stream that I did for Demoversary last year, I think it was, where the vote was for a tier list, like do some tier list and make an iceberg chart. Oh my gosh, throat's dry. Sipping limeade. Ooh. But there's some things on that iceberg that people still have not like touched on. You probably like, you're gonna open the image. I actually, hold on, let me get Asaprite on the screen here real quick. Let me get Asaprite, and I'll put the image in Asaprite real quick, because I know it's in the announcements channel in the Discord from way back when. Let me look here. RPG Direct, Paperverse Direct. Here it is. Copy image. I think this is it. Let me open in browser. I'll drag it in here. So it feels like much larger of an image. Okay, so I'll go a little bit over this. Here's the iceberg. All right. And some of these are funny, some of these are serious. All right. So obviously, like the first tier is just like the protagonist, right? Like, you know, we all know about them. Second tier, like, oh, Ched Archie, Sean Parmay, Big Top's Meeting, The Order of Faith, Mateo and Wilfred, like, you know, like these things, the Mousepionage, like the little dudes that show up and they're just like, hey, you know, you should probably maybe like hint, hint, nudge, nudge, do this thing that leads to a secret boss. Big Top probably met with Diabolus dudes because of the Canyon stuff. The in-universe denomination of Christianity. The fact that I was planning on doing like one demo every year or something, so demo 1 was called 2022 demo. Stuff like that, right? But there's a few other things down here. In-game advertisements. Imp Yui, BGM_cave. The Fallen Angel Theory. Murderer Path. Pepperoni's Laugh Sound Origin. Shoutouts to Simple Flips. 9 Deadly Sins. The 9/17/2020 build. .zip. Aki and Kaguya. Mario eating a burger. Tom Hanks. 2 demos theory. World 1 Frank. Formidable foe. When worlds collide. And this is the big one right here. This is the big one. I like to talk about this one because technically, World 8 has been teased since demo 1. Technically. And I like to drop that from time to time because it's like, it's solidified in the chart, it's solidified in the stream. I can say nothing about it, but just know that this is a thing. World 8 has been teased in some way since demo 1, and the amount of teasing has increased with each demo. Like, it's actually pretty apparent, kind of, like, what it might be in demo 4. And if you do get it right, I won't tell you, just because, like, you know, spoilers. You know, I don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, the end of the game is actually just blankety blankety blank, you know? Because that would be incredibly troll if I did that. But no, it's real. It's real. Like, if you go back into the live streams tab on YouTube, that VOD is up there. And it was a pretty fun stream, but I do talk about every entry on the iceberg because I was the one who made the iceberg. So, but yeah, it's a pretty interesting thing. Imagine you say what the ending is, but you just lie. Yeah, it's very similar to the ending of Super Mario Brothers 2, where at the very end of the game, main character just wakes up, and it turns out like he did fall off the cliff, and he just like he had a concussion for a little bit, so he's unconscious, and then he just crawls out like normal, and then goes to like urgent care or something, and he just lives happily ever after because it was like a non-life-threatening injury. That's the ending. And that's also me when I lie. Because if that... I promise you, if like I'm playing Angels and Demons, like I did not make the game and I'm playing it and the game ends like that, I think I'm... Oh, I would be livid. Like, I do not like Dream Theory. Let me be very clear on that, alright? I am not a fan of Dream Theory. So you can safely assume that the game is not going to be just a dream. Alright? Let's see. What is the, hold on, I got we're doing a definition check. That's awesome. That's actually an awesome word. That would be a cool special attack name somehow. Honestly, autophagia. That sounds like there's some cool words from science. Like hydrolysis is a cool one. MC found mushrooms theory. Main character took a page from Mario. He found mushrooms. Mario took a page from main character and eats hamburgers. Those who know. Right, I need to change up these coordinates here. Get this out of here. Give me an obj_player and positioning. Put you about here. You were on this side. So 2161316. 2161. That's not a 1. 316. A food coma from too many hamburgers theory. Me IRL in a way. I eat like a bird. Honestly, like oh, not -10. Oh my gosh, he would be literally looking like the wide Putin meme from like, oh, that was only like last year, wasn't it? Oh gosh. Oh man, I hate that. I really hate that. That really was like only last year. No later than 2023. Oh my gosh. Time marches on ever faster, but YouTube poops will forever be timeless. It's the Ouija Towers, where our motto is, you will die. Oh, that's great. I'll have a spaghetti with no onions and extra pickles. If you want spaghetti, you have to rent a room to die. I've only got an hour for lunch. Die. It took me 9 Uriels to collect the cereals. It will take Uriels. Oh my gosh, I love YouTube poops. What do we got here? Alright, in here, we need to... Oh yeah, I was gonna create a Pastor Emery object in here. This is not the right one, but this will work. It'll be like, yo, what up? I didn't see you guys in here.
Oh, how's it going, fellas? I didn't know you were in here. I seen the lights on and I figured I'd come check and see if they're... I just left it on the other night, but I wasn't so sure.
Get out of my house. Deep cut. Shoutouts to Barbarous King. Wait, I gotta move him. I'm gonna move him 4 pixels forward for byte of 87. He's at exactly an X coordinate of 1987, so. It's only a matter of time before I start, like, hiding loss somehow in the coordinates of objects, for what it's worth. Like, you'll have to, but, like, I seen the thing about Balatro. I seen the Balatro, like, Joker, like, with the hand. The Control-Alt-Delete hand. And honestly, like, I gotta up my game. I really have to up my game. Alright? They're gonna be so abstract, but I'm gonna keep a list. I'm gonna keep a list, and, like, I'll have to come up with, like, a reward for the first person to actually list every single one of them. Like, and properly. Like, they'll have to do them properly. Because, like, if you get one incorrect, like, if you hallucinate a loss, that counts as a loss. Or if you miss a loss, it counts as a loss. You know? Like, I'm gonna come up with a rule set for it and everything, right? But, like, when I hide them, I do have a list that I add to. Alright? So, unless I start subconsciously adding them and not realizing, you know? Or maybe, like, someone says, like, oh, I found a loss, and then I'm like, oh yeah, congrats, and then I add it to the list and post. 100% completion requires you to add loss. Reward for the first player to find every single instance of loss.jpg gets, like, a special role in the Discord that's, like, Lost Soul or something like that. Control-Alt-Deleted. Now, if it was actually, like, a secrets thing in the game, like, where you could, like, label them and, like, it would do, like, an effect, I could do, like, an achievement called Control-Alt-Deleted or something like that. I don't think I could actually make a joke about the... I'm gonna, for sake of, like, Twitch probably not liking it, oh yeah, it's on my hand, like, right here on my finger. Like, it's healed up a little bit now, because, like, I've been using, like, copious amounts of, like, lotion on my hands now, after washing them. It's like, it's flu's going around where I'm at, and I've also been cooking a lot of bacon. And if you've ever cooked bacon, you know how terrible it is to get, like, bacon grease, or any kind of, like, meat stuff on your hands, so... Like, I've just been washing my hands a ton recently, so they got, like, double chapped. Find all 100 lost for a link to an unlisted vid on the Journoid YouTube channel. That's just a Rickroll. Lost etched into a wall. It's like, wow, that's strange. There appear to be ancient sigils in here. We should investigate these further, don't you think? That's, like, so in character. Like... No, I'm just thinking, this happens after, like, Kaguya and Autumn have become party members, and, like, they recognize it, and they're just, like, they, like, laugh about it, and, like, nah, it's a lost cause. Oh, that'd be awesome. It'd be so awesome. I'm at a loss of what this could be. Guys, like, I'm pretty lost here, you know. The Kaguya's like, maybe I should Control-Alt-Delete so I could look at the task manager here. It might be lost within the running programs. If Hector's in the party at this point, he just wants to kill him. He just wants to kill him. Oh my gosh. I need to reorder these here. Motion here. Boom. Oh, something got auto-modded. Oh, I'll allow it. Hold on. There we go. That's an awesome auto mod. Clutch up auto mod. He thought you were being hateful. He really did. Which technically, by technicality, yes, but... He's doing his best, true. Alright, now I gotta... Where did I put this cutscene? I know I can search from... Oh. Have returned? Ah, it was in the sea red. This is what I'm looking for. This is in... this. Oh, why did I structure it like this? I guess it doesn't matter. I just need to... I'll leave it in there. And... oh, there's gonna be so many interactions between the characters. Like, so many. It's gonna be awesome. Like, it'll start to really get fun once Kaguya becomes a party member, because, like, I can imagine there's just gonna be this, like, headbutting between Yui and Kaguya, because I would like, Yui canonically already does not understand, like, any kind of, like, she doesn't really get pop culture references or anything like that. You can see this in a few different rooms. In the desert, in the third room, like where the breakable bridges show up. It's this one. This room right here. You can, if you actually interact with Yui, twice in this room, she like tries to understand about like the phrase like, oh, aye, Captain, you know, like in response to someone. And then she'll be like main character. Okay, so the dialogue goes like this. Yui's like, these bridges don't seem very sturdy. You should watch your footing. Main character says, aye, Captain. And Yui's like, oh, didn't really know you seen me as a captain. And he's like, oh, no. It's just like a saying. It's like, I'm agreeing or something like that. She's like, well, it seems like I'll be able to learn things like this from you. Cause like, you know, she's not human. She don't know. She's not in the know. She's not those who know. And if you trigger the text box again, she goes like full pirate. Like she's like, oh yeah, pirates. They do that thing. So she's like, avast! There'll be rickety bridges here, matey. And then main character will facepalm. Is like, okay, we really got to work on your delivery. And then there's another room later on in the canyon where if you've done this specific dialogue event, then it'll get referenced in that room where main character says something like, oh dang, there's like a lot of gaps here. We're probably gonna have to rely on your abilities here, Yui. And then she says, aye, Captain. And the main character's like, hey, you used it right that time. And then she's like, oh, I'm learning. That's awesome. She gets so happy. It's not that she's stupid. She's just out of the loop, right? It's like when your parents ask you like what a skibbity toilet is, you know? Like, it's not necessarily saying that your parents are stupid, it's just that they... It's just that they don't know, you know? But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of interactions kind of like that. Oh, that would be such a good bit. Like, I want to like do some of these things. Like, I've thought about doing like some animations or something, like, or comics or something, like just showing like these kind of interactions between the different characters. Because I think it would be a great way to flesh out the universe a little bit. But I kind of also want them to be canon comics in a way, right? Like based on events in the story. Like, there's a few of those that I had planned. Like one of them is, it shows Kaguya, Autumn, and Hector at the lab, and like I think Autumn's just kind of like chilling at like there's a kitchen in the lab. Autumn's chilling at like the desk or something like that. And then like Hector walks into the kitchen. He's like, "Yo, we got any soda?" And Autumn's like, "Yeah, there's some in the fridge," or something like that. And then he's like, okay, thanks. And then Kaguya comes in. She's like, yo, do we have any soda? Autumn's like, yeah, there's some in the fridge. She's like, okay, thanks. And she takes one. And then it's like, there's going to be like just like a pause. And then it's like, wait a second. Because Kaguya couldn't drink a soda necessarily. Or she shouldn't. I also had some ideas of like doing like just standard little art things like based on the different worlds of the game, like a kind of a revisit type of thing, because I had an idea for like a vacation thing to coincide with the Paperverse Direct last year, since it was a vacation theme, and it was going to have all 5 protagonists like goofing off on the beach and stuff like that, except for Kaguya would just be like back in the background wearing like long sleeves and pants and everything, so she doesn't get like sand in any of her like robotic joints or vents or anything like that, right? The children of this town seem to keep referring to some sort of scorpion toiletries. I worry about the meaning of this. I think it would genuinely be even more cut and dry than that. Just like Yui overhears like one of the a kid say skibbity toilet and just like, what is a skibbity toilet? Just deadpan, what is a skibbity toilet? Like, hold on, which one is this here? It's dialogue Yui. All right, this specific portrait right here. All right, what is a skibbity toilet? There's actually a moment kind of like this in the game in World 2, actually. In one of the caves in the Eastern Mountains, if you trigger the room dialogue, main character asks something along the lines of like, do you think actually I'm just gonna look at it. Let me see here, player dialogue. And it is no. Yeah, this is how I can find it, for sure. So if one of these rocks were to fall and hit my head, do you think it would make one of those funny bonk sounds like in cartoons? And Yui's like, cartoons? Alright, I guess you wouldn't really know what cartoons are since you're an angel, but the important part is this. If I got hit on the head with a rock, would it make a goofy, exaggerated sound for comedic effect? And then the camera will zoom in on the characters, the music will pause, and Yui, with that like smile, like just the smile, deadpan, no. And it's kind of funny. And that's the origin of the Yui no sticker in the Discord too. If it's still in there, I might have deleted it. Let me double check that real quick. Oh yeah, it's the very first one. And he's like, wow, such a plain answer. She really doesn't know much about regular human things, huh? I guess this should probably be like newer, I guess. I don't know. Regular's fine, I guess. I don't really know. But now, which cutscene is this? This is Prologue. So I am axing like that one thing I did on stream, at least for the time being. I might bring this back eventually somehow, but after seeing it a few times, I kind of just like, I actually don't really like this that much. It's slow. It doesn't really look as great as I would like it to, and it will probably do better once I have extra context to go along with these frames. So they're getting axed for now and getting converted only to a text box cutscene. But the other one, the diner one, this one is staying. This is gonna, like, this next cutscene that I'm in is gonna go right into this. So that's what I'm working on right now. I just need to get this up here. These need to go out. And hold up my phone. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and get this like cooked up relatively quickly. Let's see coffee, because I'm about to have to wrap up stream here soon-ish. I didn't realize it was already almost 10 o'clock. So I don't have a ton of time left to to do stuff here, but yup. It is almost 10 o'clock for me. Do that here. And then I'm gonna full screen this. And then take this into here. And this should actually just work. I'm gonna take this, slap it in there. And then these can go in there. Oh, I need a, what do I need? What am I missing? Oh. Why so errors? Actually, I see why so errors. There we go. Doink, doink. This is actually, like, Dream Team has some of my favorite battle themes in the whole series, I think. Let's see here. Just gonna copy these in here for now. Tab them up. And comma there. The idea is to make this whole ordeal take less time to get through the prologue. Boom, boom, boom. What's the last one here? These. And boom. And then I was intending to bridge these two cutscenes together. Oh, and I need to... I'm gonna, like, just do a search for this. And go ahead and replace it. Check this out. Because this name just goes much harder. Let's see. Yep. Works for me. Has returned. Go ahead and change this here. Boom. Boom. And now, where's this other chunk of dialogue? It's like... The popular demeanors. Honestly, I'm fine with this, like, just always being butchered. You know, like, just no one ever calling it what they call themselves, because it kind of just fits. Let's see, I gotta remember where. Let me look in that cutscene. Where does this go to? Portable dandelions. Okay, this is in here. Outside, lower. What am I after here? Okay, I'll just copy all of this text into the scene. I'm going to comment this out too. I'll delete it later, but okay, and this is where I need to start changing some stuff around here. This is where the dialogue's going to get new, but I need to change some stuff up here. What did I do with it? Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit on like why I changed the name while I'm doing this, from the whole like why it went from Order of Diabolus to Profane Denomination. So it's like, it's no secret Angels and Demons is a like at its core a Christian game. Like the in-universe stuff is like heavily rooted in Christian mythology, right? So I thought it'd be cool, like, what if there was like a denomination of Christianity where it's like, yeah, they believe the same things that like normal Christian denominations believe, but on the opposite side of the spectrum, like that they are just evil, basically. So that's basically what they are. So that's kind of what I'm going with here. Hold on. My phone. This is where I can use the new stuff now. I'll do something I saw in a news article earlier. Y'all come take a look at this. And this is the pastor. And I need to see. Confident over time chat will create enough names to fill about a Word document for the purple designers. That's awesome. That would be awesome, I'll be real. Let's see, which one is your shrug? 3. And I missed a comma. Awesome. And this is where it'll transition to... I'll have to do some script updates here. Room, go to... This needs to be a string. Room, go to... What did I call this? It's like Donner reveal. What in the world did I call this cutscene? Donner story. Diner story. I bet my dogs are about to start barking. And then we will create a fade out. Instance, create depth, width, 5x2, room height, 5x2, room fade out, and this will take us to that room. And the Donner cutscene needs to set some story progression, and it needs to What am I missing here? Missing a thing. Awesome. We'll set story progression, and it needs to go back to the hub. So... do this. Actually, let's see here. I mean, by the time this is started, I think the coordinates can just be updated anyways, like for where we go. So just get kind of close to where the pastor is spawned in at. Where do I spawn him? Wait a second. Wait a second. I'm not putting this dialogue in the right spot. Hey, what are you growling about, dog? Well, I do think I'm probably going to have to wrap things up here for today. Go ahead and initialize these so I'll remember to change them. But, yeah. That's about all the time I have. So, everyone who stuck around to watch, thank you very much for doing so. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching on YouTube or YouTube Shorts, be sure to check the description and, you know, join the Discord. Play Angels and Demons if you haven't already. And if you are... if you're on Twitch, go check out the badges. That will link you to the Discord and other things as well. But yeah, that's kind of all I got. So if you stuck around this far to watch, thank you very much for doing so. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.